let's talk about Snowfall. I mean, it's the last season.
Yes.
You guys have built such a rabid fan base. What are your emotions as this last season? I think you guys have already wrapped, correct?
We've wrapped and we've had our wrap
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Emotions, I would say it hasn't hit me yet.
Hmm.
I do believe at the premiere, I'm probably gonna cry because at the rap party they showed a blooper reel, they showed a dedication to John, and it was just like so many emotions. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm still on a high. I'm still very happy because I'm seeing everybody in the room who I haven't seen in a while. Like it's everybody was there from season 1 to season 6, and I came on season 2, episode 1. So through the years, and it's just you start to have flashbacks of like great times, good times, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is the end. But I think at the actual premiere party, that's February 15th, I'm going to like bawl because it's I have so many milestones with that show. Like I feel like it gave me life in this industry. It gave me a career and a storyline that it's actors that pass away and don't get a storyline like Wanda. So I'm just forever grateful to God and the ancestors for blessing me. Anybody, they got shows, anybody. I booked that in December 26th, December 2017. I had been in LA since August 2013. I had been emailing my reps about it since 2015. I met John in 2012. He came to my class up here in Atlanta, and my teacher was a good friend of his and Taraji's. And I just always said, I'm very big on like manifestation and speaking things into existence. And I always said I was going to work with him. When I saw Snowfall was being made, I sent an email to my reps like, hey, see if there's anything in this for me. Hey, what's going on with Snowfall? Hey, I heard they're recasting the pilot. I was on their line. And the moment I got the audition, I wasn't in LA.
You weren't in LA. Where were you?
I used to never leave LA. I flew to Chicago to shoot a web series with Leo Gilbert, Peter Gilbert's son. Peter Gilbert did Hoop Dreams, I think it was Hoop Dreams. And we connected because Peter produced Unexpected for Sundance. So I met his son. We became great friends, and he wanted to do a web series. I used to never leave LA or allow my phone to die because I said, I don't want to miss the opportunity. So I'm like, you know what? It's the end of the year. It's close to my birthday. Let me go do this. Let me go do some work. I land in Chicago and I get the email for Snowfall that I had been asking about for 2 years. I could not believe it. I was like, God, are you kidding me? This is how you do me? I've been a loyal servant. This what, you start to be like, I deserve. So I was in my little entitlement bag and was like, come on now, God. I emailed them and I asked if they could move the audition, which I never do. I'm always so grateful. So I'm like, oh yeah. But I was like, oh man, I just left town for my birthday. I'm not gonna lie, Jemele, I be lying sometimes.
So you left out for your birthday.
It's like a fake it till you make it type thing. Not really lying. It's just technically that was my birthday gift to me. So technically it wasn't a lie.
This is true. This is a fact.
I'm out of town for my birthday in Chicago. I'll be back December 11th. Is there any way we could reschedule? Here I am, this person who nobody knows. They're like, no. The casting said no, but they'll take a self-tape. So
okay.
We're doing some indie. The web series was indie. So, of course, it's like long hours, long days, everybody grinding, trying to push it out. And the DP said he would put me on tape afterwards. Now, it was a super long day afterwards. He said he was too tired. The director said, I'll record it. So we put it on tape, sent it over, knocked it out. And then my reps hit me back like, casting loved your tape. They want to know, will you still be back December 11th? Like, yes, I will. So I fly from Chicago to Atlanta. I watch, me and my brother and my sister-in-law, his wife, my sister, we watch the D-Ray stand-up on Netflix or something.
Right.
It was hilarious. I get back to LA. I have my callback chemistry test, and D-Ray is sitting in the waiting room because he's about to go in there and audition. I said, this is an omen. I told you I'm big on omens and manifesting. So I text my brother immediately. I was like, oh my God, D-Ray is here. That means I'm going to book it. Like, I am quick to like make stuff add up and connect dots that are not there. So I was like, D right here, that's the omen. Yep.
Oh man, well that's a phenomenal story. With Snowfall overall, like you were talking about how the emotion, the fact that the series is ending hasn't hit you yet. So with Snowfall, do you smile because it happened, or are you sad because it's over?
You smile because it happened. You smile because it happened. Like, we've come a long way. You smile that you're part of John Singleton's legacy. This is the last project he did. He passed away while we were doing this project, while we were shooting one of my favorite episodes. You smile that you got to be next to that greatness every day. You smile that you got to meet so many people on this journey and know them before they blew. You smile that you're a part of a project that transcended careers. You just, you smile because you worked with phenomenal people both in front of and behind the camera. You
Mm.
smile because it's Snowfall.
Now, at least from what I understand, originally you didn't know what the story arc for Wanda what it would be, correct?
No idea. No idea. My audition scene was us getting into an argument, me and Wanda and Leon getting into an argument, and that was pretty much, that was pretty much it. So I did not see crack in her future at all.
Right. So when they approach her, they say, "By the way, you're about to be a crack addict." What was your
I read
response?
it. I found out when I got the script. When we were on the table read, I was like, oh, it's getting real. Because I booked it thinking, oh, LA's 80. I'm going to look so cute. I'm going to have my nails done. Like, I'm thinking, I'm seeing all the good stuff, all the good of dating a drug dealer. Not, I mean, well, let me refrain. Because they'll
I
switch
know
that.
what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Perks.
Yes.
I was seeing all the perks. Yeah, I was definitely caught off guard. And I had to just welcome it with open arms. One thing I tried to never do is judge any of my characters. And it helped me see, I think the way they blindsided me with Wanda and Crack, it helped me see how people were blindsided in the 80s and fell into addiction. They didn't see it at all. So,
Yeah. So if because you don't see it coming, then given the intensity of that storyline, how as an actor do you prepare for something you did not see coming?
moment to moment,
Mhm.
I have moments of reflection, of course. I have family members who unfortunately fell addicted to crack. But I wasn't born yet. So I just knew people who were already in the thick of it. I didn't know anybody like pre Wanda. I mean pre crack.
Right.
So doing my research with that, also doing my research with, because for Snowfall, I feel like LA and crack are both characters, like the city itself and the drug itself. So I had to make sure I watched documentaries on crack addicts and just the drug of crack. I watched J is for Junkie, which I saw years ago before Snowfall in Atlanta at this film festival or a screening or something. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. I loved how grounded it was, but it was real addicts. But you don't see the stuff that the clickbait of the addiction. You know, that so many people post
Mm.
the clickbait so you can laugh or do whatever people do that is cruel, or deter you in a way to deter you. I also watched Soft White Underbelly. I was following this character named Amanda that I think they interviewed her like 3 times. And then I volunteer every Wednesday on Skid Row with my friend's house. So I would see people who may
Mm.
have been in unfortunate situations due to the crack epidemic or because of drug use, or whether it had been their own or someone that they were close with or in their family or that they knew that directly affected their living situation. So I just did the research. And I think that's important on regardless of what character anybody ever plays. But most importantly, for me, I saw it up close and personal. So that part helps me to understand what I saw at a young age. And then it also helped me to drop in and have more compassion and empathy for Wanda. I wasn't as knowledgeable before I got the audition and booked the job. I was younger, so you hear things as you get older, but you don't really pay that much attention to it. But as I started to research, I was like, oh, this is real. And it's still, they still do things now, the government, and use Black and brown, destroy Black and brown communities, and use us for whatever higher gain for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was definitely real, and it definitely still happens, and that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I remember when because I grew up during the crack epidemic, so I very much relate to the series because of that. Because I'm from Detroit, and what happened in LA happened in Detroit as well. In terms of all of a sudden, you see whole neighborhoods just totally change overnight because of the
Yeah.
influx of crack. And I used to hear like old people say that, like the elders, they'll be like, "Oh, they ain't nothing but the government bringing the
Yep.
drugs into the city." And I'll be like, "Man, these conspiracy theorists." But then you find out they were like, "Oh shit, they were right." Like that
It
really
sounds
was
so
happening.
preposterous, but
It
it's
does,
true. It's like it
but
got
it's
some
true.
truth in it.
Yeah, because the
And
same thing was discovered with heroin after the riots in the '60s. They wanted to calm the Negroes, so influx of
yeah.
heroin. So it's wild what the government will do, as you said, for a higher gain that usually disproportionately impacts us.